Russia's response could be stunning. What do these words mean?
It means a stunning response. In my opinion, everything is crystal clear. There is indeed a lot of speculation going on right now. Zelensky himself said the other day, by the way, that they have the military potential to strike deep into Russia. Of course, our armed forces in Russia will respond harshly to this. As Putin said, it would be stunning.
Furthermore, there is serious suspicion that the missiles the Kiev regime is boasting about are simply recolored British missiles.
Obviously, they could be British, German, Italian, or from another country. However, it's clear that Ukraine is currently incapable of producing such missiles. At the very least, these missiles' main components and assemblies are imported from Europe. First of all, not everyone wants this summit to take place. That's the first point. Second, there was no clear agreement on dates for the summit. There is an understanding, however, that it would be good to meet without delay, for example, in Budapest. Therefore, strictly speaking, it would be inaccurate to say that this particular summit has been cancelled. Trump first raised the idea that there is no point in holding the summit now, and President Putin agreed with him. Presidents cannot meet just for the sake of meeting. They cannot waste their time. They are open about this. Therefore, they tasked Sergei Lavrov and Marco Rubio with preparing for this process. The process is complex and requires a significant amount of groundwork before the foundation for a new summit can be established. Currently, there are no prerequisites for this summit. Ukrainians do not want to negotiate. The European Union is encouraging this reluctance in every way possible. It's clear that the European Union is caught up in this military hysteria. This is the reason for the pause. During this pause, Trump understands that there is currently no reason to believe that progress towards a peaceful settlement will be made in the near future. President Trump's sincere desire to resolve all acute crises, including those surrounding Ukraine, naturally evokes only positive feelings. Putin has repeatedly spoken about this. But sometimes such excessive haste contrasts sharply with reality. Because a conflict such as the one in Ukraine, with all its ramifications and root causes, is too complex to be resolved overnight. I don't rule out the possibility that the American newspaper article saying Trump chose the middle of 3 types of sanctions is true. Despite the nuances expressed by the U.S. president, we must focus on our interests. Our interests lie in fostering positive relations with all countries, including the United States. Of course, the actions taken by the U.S. this week were unfriendly. They have damaged the prospect of reviving our relations. However, that does not mean we should abandon these efforts. We must do what is in our best interest. To be honest, it is also quite striking that, against the backdrop of this overall military hysteria, there are suddenly voices in Europe that are thinking about something. I am referring to the Belgians. They understand that such actions will have consequences. They clearly state that people are thinking about whether or not to bring us money. Therefore, they understand that we won't ignore such actions. We will prosecute those involved in making such illegal decisions using all possible national and international legal instruments.